Hi, welcome to the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal video. My name is Danny Milton, and I'm out in the trails again testing some equipment. Today we're going to be testing the OneUp carbon handlebar and the RevGrips Pro. I'm always looking for that little extra bit of comfort when it comes to riding my mountain bike. Now, this bike is ultra smooth, and it does all the stuff. I got the Fox suspension, I've got the 36 in the front, the X2 in the rear. I always felt like those high-speed brakey bumps could be a little bit softer. And the way we're going to go about hopefully softening those out is with that handlebar and the grips. So I've had this bar and grip combination for about 3 months now. I didn't want to just unbox these and tell you, oh, these bars and these these grips and these bars look awesome, without really testing them. And I've been testing them for, like I said, at least 3 months now, and I love it. The bar is awesome. It looks super cool. I've got my UO SoCal sticker on there. The RevGrips are amazing. They are so comfortable. It's really hard to put into words how good they are. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is price, because the handlebars, the OneUp carbon bars, are $150 on their website, I believe. I'll put a picture up on the screen. And the Pro version of the RevGrips are $90. The OneUp carbon bar is about middle range as far as pricing goes. And I know you're saying $90 for grips seems like a lot, because you can get grips anywhere from 20 bucks all the way up to $90. They fit my hand really well. The RG5 kind of has that hump going through the middle, so the palm of my hand just fits right to it. My hand never moves, never have to worry about anything like that, and they just feel great going down the trail. So the main feature of the OneUp carbon bars is that they're not normally shaped, they're not cylindrical all the way across like most aluminum bars and a lot of carbon bars are. The OneUp bars actually go from the fat 35 millimeter where your stem attaches, and then it goes into like an oval shape through the midsection, and then rounds out a little bit towards the ends where you put your grips on. Now, this difference in shape is supposed to decrease the amount of vibration even more than a normal carbon bar will. They are very cool looking. It's the first carbon bar that I've ever purchased and put on my mountain bike. It feels amazing.
That's what she said.
So the way the RevGrips are designed is basically most of the grip itself doesn't touch the actual bars. Just the end clamps actually touch your bars. The grip itself is raised, and I can show you, pictures of their technology and how they describe it. You also have spacers at the ends where you attach it to the bar clamps, and that will kind of minimize or maximize how much twist that you can actually get in that grip while it's attached to your handlebars. Now, more grip you would think would be more comfortable, less vibration, less spin of that grip itself you would think would be harder. It comes down to just what you like and how you like it to feel. I have the maximum amount of, I should say, spacers on there, so it has the maximum amount of twist. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to go down one of my favorite runs. It's here in Aliso Woods. It's Lynx Trail. Just because it's a short loop, it has lots of chunk, it has lots of chatter. There's a really bad brake bump section that is going to really kind of put how much vibration you're feeling through those handlebars to the test, and the grips. I already have the OneUp bars on my bike and the RevGrips. I'm going to do 2 runs with that combination. Once we've done those 2 runs, I'm going to go back to my truck. I'm going to take off the bars and the grips. I'm going to go back to the original aluminum bar that came with my bike. That's a Giant branded aluminum bar. And we're going to put the ergon grips on, and then I'm going to do 2 more runs and hopefully feel a really big difference between the carbon bar and the aluminum bar. I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to be, but that's why we're doing this test, just to find out. Okay, so I'm back at the top at Aliso. I only did 1 run with my original setup with the OneUp bar and the RevGrips, because I know how they feel. They feel amazing. So went down to the truck, did a quick time lapse just to show you guys me switching out the bars. I had my bike stand, threw the Giant bars back on, put the ergon GE1s back on this bike as well. That was my original setup on this bike. I did several months with just this setup here and felt really good, but now I'm going to go down Lynx again. I'm going to do a couple of runs on it just to see how this bar combination, the aluminum bar and the ergon GE1s feel. Number 1 with the Giant aluminum bar and the ergon GE1s. Just right off the bat, just rolling over this kind of stuff doesn't feel much different. Oh yeah. All right, chunky. Oh man, okay. So yeah, I definitely felt the difference there. All right, so I just finished run 1 with the aluminum bars. The biggest thing for me was that on the bigger hits, you know, when you're going off of a rock and landing, this bike absorbs those big hits really well. It's the real fast, chattery stuff where my bike doesn't do as well, the front fork. That's probably a tuning issue, hopefully. But I definitely felt a difference on those really fast, chattery sections. There was definitely more vibration in my hand than there was with the OneUp bar and the RevGrips. It didn't feel any different on most of the trail. The turning characteristics felt the same, but when you were really in that chattery stuff, especially down that one section I'll show you guys, there's a lot of vibration going on, and I definitely felt more of that vibration with the aluminum bar and the ergon grips. It felt kind of like, you know, if you have a blender and you put your hand on the blender and you get that real high speed kind of vibration feel through your hand, you know, through the blender, through your hand. I felt a lot more of that with the aluminum bar. Well, the first run, all of this stuff felt really good. You know, not much different, if at all, from the carbon bar. Just kind of fast and flowy. Start getting this really fast, brake bumpy stuff. It actually felt pretty good through there. But when the hits really started coming fast, like going over the brake bumps and stuff, really start to feel a little more of that vibration. I feel like I have to squeeze the grips just a little tighter to kind of hang on. Now this is the section. Woo! Yeah, it's just a little bit more vibration. Okay, so end of run 2, and pretty much the same result as the first run. The aluminum bar felt just as good steering wise. You know, it wasn't slower or faster. You know, side to side felt really well. The big hits felt very similar. The bigger rocky sections felt very similar, both bars, carbon and aluminum. Where the aluminum bar I definitely felt the difference was the real fast, chattery stuff. It was almost like the vibrations were multiplying, and I definitely felt a lot more in my hand. Also, one thing too is I wasn't able to get both GE grips on, both ergon grips onto the aluminum bar. So on my right side, I have the RG5, the Rev grip, and on the left side, I have the ergon grip. There was a big difference. The Rev grip definitely felt like it absorbed more of that vibration, whereas my left hand, like I said, the analogy of the blender, I could really feel all of those vibrations kind of multiplying in my left hand, whereas the right hand, I was still feeling them, just not as much because of that Rev grip on there. Okay, so after doing all of those runs, the different combinations, what I can tell in my experience, or the way I felt going down those trails, is I didn't feel much of a difference as far as maneuverability goes between the carbon bars and my original aluminum bars. There may be a slight, you know, it might be slightly better with the carbon bars as far as the fast vibrations go, you know, going through these, you know, the braking bumps and stuff like that. Didn't feel any difference on the bigger hits. For $150, I don't think the minimal amount of advantage that you're getting from those bars is really worth $150. Now the Rev grips were amazing. The run that I did where I had one ergon grip on one side and a Rev grip on the other, there was a huge difference in the amount of vibration I was feeling through the grips. My left hand felt like it was, you know, going through that blender, going through the braking bumps, whereas the right hand on the RevGrip felt so much better, so much less vibration, and it just felt I was able to control the bike so much more with that RevGrip. So the RevGrips are expensive. The Pro version of the RevGrips are expensive at $90. You can buy the race version, which I believe is $60, but with the Pro version you're getting, you know, lighter end caps, and you're also getting more of the little spacers to tune the amount of twist that you're getting in the grip as well. So for me personally, I would go with the Pro ones. Also, something you can do as well is, originally I had bought the black caps and the red grips. What I was finding is I was getting a lot of color transfer from my gloves. You know, most of my gloves have black palms, and I was getting black fuzzy stuff all over the red grips, and I just didn't like the way it looked. What you can do through the RevGrip website is you can buy a new set of end caps, a different color. I bought red end caps with a black grip, and you can just buy the grip itself. I'll put those prices on screen here, but what you do is they send you the new end caps for, I believe it's $60, and then you take your old end caps and send them back, and then they'll credit your credit card or however you paid for them. I believe it's $30. I really like it with the red end caps and the black grips. Looks pretty sweet on the bike. $90, definitely worth it with the RevGrips. I would definitely recommend those before you do something, you know, spending like $150 on a carbon handlebar. The RevGrips are gonna smooth out your ride and smooth out those braking bumps so much better than the bar will. Okay, so thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. You know, let me know down in the comments below if you guys have RevGrips, if you think they cost too much or whatever. I don't think they cost too much. They're definitely worth the 90 bucks, like I said. Let me know if you have RevGrips, if you've found the same thing, if you've tried, you know, one grip on one side and your old grip on the other, if it was just night and day like it was for me, if it was that same way for you. So do all that fun stuff for me, please. Smash that like button, share, comment, definitely subscribe to the channel. Once you're subscribed, make sure you click that bell notification, because I'm trying to get one video out a week, but sometimes, you know, I'm riding too much or I'm working and I just can't get those videos out there once a week. But click that bell notification so you do get notified when the new videos come out. And last but not least, smash one of those boxes in the corner. One will take you to a rides playlist, another to a favorite video, and you can click the logo over there, the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal logo, to subscribe. Thanks a lot.